think they need to start getting some results from, because obviously they go to the next league games, obviously Spurs. Then Southampton, Everton, they need to be winning them 2 games. They need to pick up 6 points from them 2 games, because if they can do that, then that will, as I said, it's quite tight still, the league, and that will propel them up the league. But I mean, after that they go to Liverpool, Chelsea and Manchester United, and then Arsenal. So them 2 games in the middle of that, they need to pick up some points, because it could be a long, month for Marco Silva if they don't pick up some results in them games.
Yeah.
The talkSPORT Clips of the Week.
Yes, it is Clips of the Week time. And Andy, do you want to kick us off?
Yes, Stuart Pearce starts us off with cooking tips for Reshmin Chowdhury on game day.
I wouldn't mind a bit of lasagna and sweet potato fries. Stuart, what's your go-to meal to cook?
My mum's spaghetti dish, which takes 15 minutes from start to finish. It's got 3 ingredients.
What are they?
Now, don't turn your nose up before you go anywhere.
Okay, go on.
Spaghetti, tomato puree, onion and corned beef.
I think that's 4, Stu, isn't it?
That's 4, and Aldo Zilli's still here. Aldo, do Italians put corned beef with spaghetti? No, they don't.
Apparently not. No, it's not big. Not big in the old spaghetti. Yeah, it breaks up a bit. Here's a spoiler alert from Sam Allardyce with Laura Woods on Breakfast.
Adam Smith is joining us next. He's going to tell us why Neil Warnock was filmed removing his players' bunions. Oh, I can't believe I said that. It's only 6:57.
He's qualified.
Yeah, cheers, Sam.
I killed that one, didn't it?
Yeah, corruptous, isn't it? But,
yeah,
poor old Laura, she wanted the reveal after the ad break, didn't she?
Have to jump in. And this is the Sun's Duncan Wright being a bit disparaging about Jurgen Klopp.
Klopp's got a point. They can't be asked to perform at this level all the way through.
I think the K was a bit soft there, wasn't it, Duncan?
Really,
Asked, I think you were saying. And talking of being disparaging about a manager, here's Cass on Weekend Breakfast.
They put in a hell of a performance, and they're a tough nut, and I think it's Frank Lampard will look at his team and know.
I think his ideas have been pretty solid.
I thought it was a bit mad when he said I was his favourite on TalkSport.
Yeah, that is fairly cranky, that is true. What's next, then?
It's Nigel Botherway in Fisherman's Blue now with a listener's tweet.
Here's another headline, thanks to one of our listeners who's just tweeted me. I'm going to change his nickname because otherwise it's got Clips of the Week written all over it, but he calls himself, if I say Brick Pit Richard, you can imagine the abbreviation of Richard and what he's titled himself as, but I'll call him Brick Pit Richard.
Brick Pit Dick, I think. But again, I don't see anything wrong with that. He's got a filthy mind, Nigel, doesn't he?
I know,
really?
Dick. He does. He works in a brick pit.
That's all it was.
Yeah, that's
it. Yeah, just should have called him it, Nigel. Don't worry about it. What's next?
Staying with Nigel. Here he is chatting to a guest after a fishing trip to Norway.
Some of the fish that we catch out there from the shore, you can only dream about. Absolutely only dream about. You're talking cod.
Yeah, dream big, Paul. Do you dream about cod very often?
I don't, to be honest.
You go and see a doctor if you did, didn't you?
I did, yeah. This is Coffee now, chatting about his Halloween-loving relatives.
If you go to his house, it's like going into an horror movie.
What?
Yeah, he's got bats and everything. Like
what?
Yeah,
so does he love Halloween and all that?
Oh yeah, he'll be obsessed tonight. I don't know, he'll be at some party, absolutely 100%. He knows a couple of the Draculas.
Knows a couple of the Draculas. MJK Dracula, WG Dracula. They're the two that he probably knows. And we think Goffey may be having a word with Nicole Holiday after Wednesday's breakfast show.
Darren Goff,
yes.
you know this. Obviously, he co-presents Drive on TalkSport. Yeah. Now, this is a rumour. He's rumoured to be joining the England cricket coaching setup on tour in New Zealand. I mean, would we miss him?
No need for that, is there?
I think we would.
I think we probably will. Now he's got the gig. Yeah.
Sports news presenter David Dom now, and Matchroom really do have their fingers in a lot of pies.
They do. Former England international has backed Eddie Hearn for naming an unchanged side for the Rugby World Cup final with South Africa.
Eddie Hearn, he's now in the England rugby team.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn. Ray Parlour here on Breakfast, recording a classic quiz show.
It's like the bullseye, though, isn't it? Remember the bullseye?
Yeah.
Do you know if you win it?
Yeah.
This is what you would have won.
Yeah.
And they bring up like a 3-bedroom house.
Seems unlikely. Those poor blokes in brown coats wheeling on a 3-bedroom house.
It was a speedboat, wasn't it?
I think it normally was, yeah. So what's next, Andy?
Staying with Ray, here's a shock revelation from Alan about his co-host.
Good morning and welcome to the Alan Brazil Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. ArnoldClark.com and Arsenal Invincible, Mr. Ray Parlour.
Didn't know he was working for ArnoldClark.com. Went a whole season selling cars every day, didn't he?
That's right.
Didn't have a bad day selling cars. So this is Adrian Durham talking Wolves.
Dance, thank you very much. And I do know Nuno actually feels they can win the Europa League.
Do you know Nuno?
I don't know Nuno.
No, I used to know Nuno. I don't know Nuno now. That's
I
the
don't
trouble.
know Nuno now.
Yeah, that's right. Who's on first? And what's next?
Here's a warning going out to everyone via Nigel Botherway.
I love a rags to riches story, and I love to think that, you know, when I first, you know, reading your books in the late 80s, you know, I was driving up to Norfolk.
Yeah, don't read and drive, kids. Don't listen to Uncle Nigel. Don't read and drive. It's dangerous. You'll get 3 points on your licence, if not more. So, next up, it's time for Carry On Commentating with Sam Matterface.
Garincha, he had 7 centimetres between his two legs.
Oh, for goodness sake.
He was very bow-legged.
Matron. Is that what he was getting at?
Yes, I think he was, actually.
Okay.
And here's Andy Goldstein taking a call on the sports bar.
Joe, good evening. Joe. Hello. Joe, hello. Joe.
Hello.
Joe.
Hello.
Joe, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Well, speak then, Joe.
My name's Chaz.
No wonder he didn't answer to Joe.
Yeah, that's just very quick. Marvellous.
Just run it into the bitter.
Yeah. So, thank you to Roger in Durham, Roaring Cresswell, Rucus, Will Jasper, Neil Lee, Lisa Tarbuck, Alan Clark, Dick Frisvicki, Craig Dodd, Perry Digweed, Zoggy the Gooner, Dennis Healy, Daz Mapleton, Wee Willie Winkle, Jez Dobbs, Lee Henderson, Sean Fatcrawl, Jommy McFaddoff.
I've said this many times to you before. Joe Root's not totally in charge yet of the testing, because he's come in while there's already a coach there and he's got his feet under the carpet.